Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Nisba, where we discuss different options that you can invest into as a Muslim in a Sharia compliant or halal way. Today we're going to be looking at gold, and the way we're going to be looking at it is actually by looking through an article that was written by the guys over at IFG, by looking through their How to Invest in Gold as a Muslim guide. Now, a little secret is I've already looked through the guide and there's a number of things that I disagree with. Now, maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong, but as we go through the video, you can be your own judge of that. So, without wasting your time, without further ado, hopefully you're going to learn in this video how to invest in gold in a Sharia compliant way and the best way to do it. I'm not going to tell you if you should actually be investing into gold. That's something which you should go and determine by yourself. This is if you've already decided that you want to invest in gold, how are you actually going to do it? So this is the article done by the guys at IFG. It was last updated on 1st of May 2025, so not that long ago. And this is not in any way anything negative about IFG, just some things that I personally disagree with them on this particular article. And they have written so many articles which are superb, but just this specific one, because I've been doing quite a bit of reading into gold as part of our guide that we write on how to invest in a Sharia compliant way. And I just want to make sure that the things that we write are as accurate as we can possibly make them. So they start off by writing in the article that gold has smashed through $3,500 and it's up around 76% in the past 5 years. I'm not going to fact check that, I'm going to believe them there. And they go through how to invest in gold and how to do it in a halal way, and is it even worth investing into gold? So they say in the executive summary that gold has increased significantly in price. You will pay 5 to 10% above spot price for gold, both when buying and selling gold. So that is not an insignificant cost and should not be factored in. So obviously you're not going to be selling gold above the spot price. I guess what they mean here is that you're going to pay around 5% above the price of gold when you buy gold and sell it around 5% below the price of gold when you actually come to sell it. And that's not always true. It depends where you buy and sell it. And I'll show you plenty of places where that's not true. Two relatively cheap and effective ways of owning gold are ETFs, which I agree, and buying physical gold but letting a company hold it for you, which I disagree with. And then they say here, let's look at number 4 first. A range of Sharia compliant gold ETFs are available via Hargreaves Lansdowne. Hargreaves Lansdown. Anyway, minor point. Sorry, I'm just being annoying at this point. A range of Sharia compliant gold ETFs are available via Hargreaves Lansdown if you are in the UK. Nice. Actually, Hargreaves Lansdown is quite an expensive brokerage. So if you did want to buy a Sharia compliant gold ETF, you should probably just use a different, cheaper trading app. Two effective ways of buying physical gold are via bullion vault and minted. I disagree with this statement, and we'll go into it as and when we get to it in the document. So how to invest in gold for beginners: you can basically buy it in physical form as bars or coins, or you can do physical gold via jewelry. You can buy jewelry, but that's always going to be expensive. ETFs, so funds that buy gold. ETFs that trade in gold futures and options, which is not Sharia compliant, and they clearly say that, so we're not going to go through that. Gold mining companies, which we're not going to go cover. Futures and options, which are not Sharia compliant. CFDs, spread betting, other derivative products, not Sharia compliant. Again, we're not going to go through it, and they clearly say that it's not Sharia compliant as well. So very good there. Let's just go to the bit where they say, okay, so let's just quickly glance over it first before we go through each thing one by one. So this bit is about investing into physical gold, then gold jewelry, different ETFs you can invest into from the US and the UK, investing in gold via ETFs that trade futures. These is not going to be Sharia compliant. Spread betting, not Sharia compliant. Gold stocks, is investing in gold halal, so it depends on the way you do it. Should I invest into gold? Okay, this is what we're not going to go through. Reasons to avoid investing in gold. Again, we're not going to go through that. Is it a good time to invest in gold? Not going to go through that. What are the alternatives to gold? Not going to go through that. Would I personally buy gold? They do say here, if I did buy gold, I would buy it via online brokers such as Bullion Vault and Minted. Alternatively, I'll buy a gold ETF using Hargreaves Lansdown. Concluding thoughts. Having done a fair bit of research and thinking around gold, my preferred approach is to hold a 5% of my portfolio in gold and just maintain that regardless of price. Interesting. That's obviously not investment advice. They're just saying what they would do. They're not telling you what you should do yourself. So let's check out their two favorite options, which is Minted and Bullion Vault, which are both websites which let you hold gold in an in an electronic format, so you don't actually receive the gold. The website holds the gold on your behalf. So let's check out Minted. Minted, a website actually, or a company rather, that was started by I think a Muslim guy who lives in the UAE. Buy physical gold and silver effortlessly. Wow, very nice. And they have the prices of gold here. The price of gold on their website is 78,587. I imagine that's in pounds, and they have the price here as well, in ounces for gold. Let me just zoom in a bit. Cool, nice. You can open an account with minutes, set up a plan to buy automatically, securely and fairly, and how much can your gold be worth? So here you just put in your monthly amount and how much your gold is worth in 5 years, £60,000, based on a 9% average growth rate. Okay, lovely. There's no contract, you start from very low, and you can open your account for free. So, oh, wow. So how do they make their money? Well, we can find out their fees by going down to the very bottom and clicking on the fees button. So let's check out the fees that you pay for gold purchases off Minted, which you don't actually receive, that they actually hold for you. So they show you very clearly, when you go into fees section, how much they charge, and they charge a 5% premium on the price of gold. That doesn't actually tell you when you sell gold how much they take, but they show you what the actual gold price is, how much they charge you, and how much you end up buying it for. And if you go to like decent size, the premium starts to drop. So if you were to buy a kilogram of gold, they'll charge you 2.5% premium, which is around £2,000. And if you buy just 1% of 1 gram of gold, they charge you an 8.5% premium, which is £6.15. All right, so that's what I don't like. I don't like paying such a hefty premium when it comes to buying gold, because there's ways of buying gold without paying that massive premium. Maybe on their monthly plan is cheaper. It tells you here, if you're contributing £30 a month to gold, how much are they going to charge you? They're charging you 7.5% premium, and they're saying you save up to 31.5% compared to other leading retailers, which just goes to show, if you don't know what you're doing, how much you're going to end up paying for using this stuff. So if you were, if you were putting I don't know what a reasonable amount is these days, £300 a month into gold, you're paying 6.5% above the market price every time you invest into it. But it does come with free secure storage. But I guess the gold is being stored anyway, so they're already paying for that. And I think it's even silver. When I click on silver, they also charge a fee to sell. Interesting. If we go to one off, it doesn't have the selling fee. But here on silver, you can see the same thing where they have a 5%. Actually, it's a 5% premium across the board when it comes to silver. But gold is where they have different premiums between 8.5% to 2.5%. But I mean, realistically, if we look at the amounts that people will probably put in, a couple of £1,000 to below, the premiums are ridiculously high. I wonder if we just look at the cut-off point between 5% and 8.5%. Where is it? Here it is. So below 10 grams, you pay 8.5%, and at 10 grams, you pay 5%. I wonder if we can put in 9.5 grams, see what it comes out with. No, it doesn't work. You can't buy points. Okay, so that's Minted. The nice thing about Minted is that after I saw Minted, the fact that all it does is let you buy gold and they charge you 5% for it, it made me think that I can probably start a business. Because if all Minted does is allow you to buy gold and charge you such a big fee to buy gold, then it must be easy to make money these days. All right, let's go back. So that's why I don't like Minted. Let's check out Bullion Vault. So Bullion Vault seems very similar to Minted, apart from Bullion Vault operates at a somewhat similar level to Minted, but the website is certainly not as nice. But apparently it's the world's largest online investment gold service. Basically, what you want to look for on these websites is how much fees you're paying for the actual gold, because gold is gold wherever you buy it. So you just want to get those fees down as much as possible. So where can we find the fees? They're always going to hide this stuff because they don't want to tell you. There we go. Cut the cost of buying gold and silver. Nice. The lowest cost, it says. The cost of ownership for the average Bullion Vault user who buys gold through our board and owns it for 5 years works out at 0.32% per annum, which includes dealing, storage, and insurance costs. Okay. The misleading thing with that statement is they're showing you the cost over 5 years. They don't show you the cost up front. It's just frustrating. The ownership cost for larger users works out at just 0.17% per annum. You can definitely buy gold cheaper than 0.17% per annum. Here is where we see the fees. So for opening an account is free, for depositing funds is free, and your insurance is free. All right. Commission for board trades. So basically, you're buying gold off this board on their website, and you're paying between 0.5% and 0.05%, which I guess is fair, but you're still buying it above market value by that much. But it's so much cheaper than minted already. Like, I don't know why on the article which we were just reading, minted is recommended at all. It's just 8.5%, 5% above market value to buy gold. No thanks. And then you're charged a monthly fee, an annual fee, but minimums apply. So let's check out this cheeky little minimums apply. So for gold, what you're paying is 0.01% per month, which is where they get the 0.12% per year, all right? But the minimum you have to pay is $4. All right, let's convert that $4 to pounds to see. 4 divided by 1.35, let's say. So that's approximately £3. So you have to pay £3 a month to hold gold on Bullion Vault. So that's £36 per year. So let's say you put in, I don't know, £1,000 onto Bullion Vault to invest in gold. So to work out the fees, we do 36 divided by 1,000, and that's when you find out that you're actually paying 3.6% per year to hold gold on Bullion Vault. How misleading is that? It's just frustrating. Like, where else does it show on the website that there are account minimums? It doesn't show it down here. You actually have to go down to rates and cost, and then you have to click on minimums apply to find out what it is. And it seems low, but when you actually work out the amount that you may be paying in percentage terms, it comes out as a lot higher. Obviously, we said that that's if you just invest £1,000 in gold. If we do £10,000 in gold, then it does work out cheaper at 0.36% per year instead of 3.6% per year. But to find out the actual value at which you're going to be paying the actual per month advertised fee as opposed to the minimum is if we just do £3 divided by 0.01%, and then you get to £30,000. So when you have £30,000 in the account, whether you pay the minimum of $4 or whether you pay the per monthly fee, it will be the same thing. But how many people are going to be investing £30,000 on Bullion Vault for gold? I don't think many. And remember, you are buying gold above market price because they said it earlier that you pay a premium above what you're actually seeing here. But this is how you do it. It does seem a bit complicated. They have gold Zurich, gold London, gold Singapore. Why have different markets for gold? Gold is gold. Why are there different prices? Why are they not a fan? So let's go back. So you get why I don't like minted and why I don't like Bullion Vault. Different fees hidden in different places. There. So let's look at something a little bit easier before we go into the ETFs. And they've messed up the ETF section here. Right, let's look at the physical gold first. So let's see what they say about physical gold. Physical gold. The first and most ancient way of investing in gold is actual holding gold chunks of gold. The standardized two forms are either gold. You can also buy percentage shares, Bullion Vault, minted, and that's it. It doesn't tell you anything more about buying actual physical bars of gold. It doesn't tell you where to go. Good thing you're on this video. So let's pull up a website called StoneXBullion.com. StoneX is a international large company worth billions of dollars. It's not a small company. It's not a weird little company on the internet selling gold. These are established players that are involved in a lot of the different areas in banking and investing. This is their website where you can invest into gold coins, gold bars, silver coins and silver bars and other metals. It is the best website I have found to invest in actual gold bars. Not only is it the best in my opinion, this is an opinion, but it also seems to be the cheapest. One lovely thing about this website is it actually shows you how much you're paying in premium above the gold price for the gold bar you're getting. So let's take a look. Let's just change that to pounds because I'm based in the UK. So we clicked on gold bars and let's pull up the first one here. This say that this 0.5 grams of gold bar costs you £53, including VAT, but you're paying a 35% premium to the actual gold price. They show you exactly how much above the gold price you're paying for that bar. Alright, interesting. That one looks expensive, but this one, a 1 ounce Perth Mint gold cast bar, you're only paying 2.68% above the actual spot price of gold. What's nice is on their website is you can actually sort the gold by lowest premium. Amazing. Because gold is gold at the end of the day. So here they have a 1 kilogram gold bar with a 0% premium on it. You are buying gold at the actual price of gold. Who said you need to pay 5% or 10% premiums? But obviously that's a 1 kilogram gold bar. Here they have a 100-gram gold bar and you're just buying it at a premium of 0.98%. Usually these ones that they have sales on, it might mean the packaging might be, why does it say green gold? I think it's green gold because the gold is mined in A. Green gold is a favorable to investors looking for traceable gold or simply wanting to add to their portfolio. These green gold bars are sourced from mines that comply with the highest environmental, health and safety regulations. Nice. But what's lovely about it is that you're just paying a, what was it? What was the premium? 1% above, just 1% premium above the price of gold. So let's look for something a bit more affordable. Okay, this one's not bad. That was 100 grams. Here's a 1 ounce version, and you're paying a premium of 1.28% over the price of gold. The nice thing when you actually buy a physical gold bar is you don't have to pay ongoing monthly fees like you have to with the other websites. Now let's just compare this physical gold bar website to a very famous one in the UK, the Royal Mint. On the Royal Mint website, you can invest into gold bars and coins, but they never actually show you how much you're paying above the price of gold. Here's one. It just says the unit price is £2,600 for one. But what you don't know, what doesn't show you here is how much above the spot price of gold you're paying. Now, if you look in the top corner here, in tiny, you see the price of gold per ounce in sterling is 2,447. We then go and see that they're charging 2,600. So you're paying £150 more than the actual price of gold to own it in this form. Why? Let's work it out in percentage terms just because we're here. 2,600 divided by 2,447. Okay, you're paying 6.25% above the spot price of gold to invest in that bullion coin. Not worth it. Let's go back to our website. So you can see that if you want to buy physical gold, there are good websites out there that you can get it from. StoneX Bullion is one that I personally like. Having said that, I've never actually bought physical gold because I don't want the risk of having physical gold in my house. The way I have bought physical gold is via ETFs, via platforms like Hargreaves Lansdowne. Now I use Trading 212 because Trading 212 has no annual fees and Hargreaves Lansdowne does have annual fees. On the IFG article, they show you the different ways that you can invest in gold, the different funds that you can use to invest in gold. I don't know why they chose this bunch. They got some weird ones on here. And it even says to compare directly between the fee structures of these ETFs, ETCs, click here. So we'll just see it and I'll let you do your own research here, compare what you see here via actually what you see on Hargreaves Lansdowne, and then the numbers they don't match up. It's not right. What did we do? Well, when I made my list of different funds, these are the actual funds that I found, which are holding physical gold, and the ones that have a Sharia compliant certificate. They don't all, but they all do the same thing. And the actual fees on each one. I couldn't find a single gold fund with fees lower than 0.12%. Also, if you're buying a physical gold ETF or ETC, ETC just means exchange traded contract. If it's a hedged gold ETC, then it's not going to be Sharia compliant. It's only the ones that hold physical gold with no hedging on them. But there we're getting into technicalities, but it's all explained here in our guide that we sell. But yeah, I'm not here to promote the guide. I'm here to talk about gold. I want to reiterate again, I'm not going through this article to say that it's a bad article. There's lots of good things that you can get out of the article. But just as with everything you read on the internet, no matter how reputable you think the source is, just do extra research. I think a lot of people can just go onto this, end up going onto Minted, investing into gold, and paying 8.5% above the spot price of gold, or going on Bullion Vault and paying this $4 monthly fees for life, eroding the value of their gold slowly. There's no need to do that. When you invest into a gold ETF, you're just paying 0.12% per year. Why not just do that? Okay, hopefully that was helpful to somebody. If you found it helpful, or you have someone else who may benefit from this video, feel free to send it to them. If you want to let me know what you think about gold, or you want to have an argument about investing into gold, comment down below and we can have an argument about it. I love having arguments. But thank you so much for watching. Jazakallah khairan, and I will see you soon. Assalamu alaikum.